You know, Atuk Scorsese says, this is cinema, this is cinema. What he does, what he touches is undeniably cinema. But like I also said, this is the runtime, you know.
Damn you Scorsese, damn you. Aku rasa macam aku nak tengok lagi cerita ni. It is cinema at its finest bagi aku, and a lot of cinema goer will totally appreciate this movie lah, aku rasa.
It's a beautiful movie but a struggle to watch for me.
Okay, yang pertama is of course the story itself. Cerita dia ni memang cerita yang macam, sebenarnya sebuah cerita yang menyayat hati tentang Native American dekat US waktu tahun 1920-an, waktu sebelum 1920-an. So, dan cara penceritaan filem ni pula dia secara macam shooting dan macam secara taklah nak kata santai, tapi dia penuh rich cerita dia tu, cerita yang disampaikan tu. Macam bawang kupas sampailah towards the end. So 3 jam 36 minit tu, awal-awal tu rasa macam pacing dia agak, walaupun nampak perlahan tapi sebenarnya agak laju juga. Dia tak terasa sangat seawal yang 2 jam setengah tu, tapi sampai ke penghujung tu lah baru adalah sedikit rasa dia punya draggy part. But overall the storyline, the plot memang sangat-sangat rich dan memuaskan bagi aku. And then yang kedua, the acting from Robert De Niro dengan Leonardo DiCaprio. Memang Leo dalam ni kau memang totally tak nampak Leonardo DiCaprio lah. Dia terus macam bawa watak dia yang orang yang it's not a hero. Dia bukannya someone yang kau boleh, perempuan yang boleh gila-gilakan ke apa ke, tak. Dia memang lelaki hangat dalam ni. Dia memang tak guna dalam ni. Dan Robert De Niro pula memang bila kau tengok dia, that is a true evil, man. That is a true evil untuk watak Robert De Niro ni. Kalau siapa yang tak tahu pasal cerita ni ke apa ke, bila tengok cerita ni akan confuse. Watak Robert De Niro ni apa dia punya matlamat dia. Tapi towards the whole movie korang akan nampak slow, this is what the most grounded villain yang aku rasakan pernah ditunjukkan dekat dalam wayang. So yeah. And then yang ketiga yang aku suka is the technical part lah. Overall the visuals, the way they utilize the sound effect dan juga sound design dekat dalam filem ni, semuanya ada purpose. Dalam setiap babak, setiap scene, sedih ke, scene kelakar ke, scene yang macam suspense ke apa ke, they designated the sounds especially for all that kind of scene. So memang bertepatan lah dengan setiap benda yang dia letakkan dalam filem ni, baik daripada visual, baik daripada sound, baik daripada all the cinematography, semua memang nice gila.
Okay, so 3 benda yang aku suka pasal movie ni, it's basically, you know, a Scorsese movie ticking all the boxes that we expect it to tick lah. So number 1, you will have, and this movie does have great acting. And aku actually pleasantly surprised that, macam Adi cakap tadi, Robert De Niro is a standout. And dare I say, he upstaged Leo punya performance even. Dia macam is such an asshole, so evil, tapi at the same time quite bersahaja and sometimes humane too, to a certain extent, where, you know, he's not your typical mustache twirling bad guy, overly dramatic in the movies. He's evil, but he's also very human, which makes him super scary. So the acting memang tick all the boxes lah, jangan risau lah. The next thing, again, what you expect from a Scorsese movie is also, there's good writing throughout lah. The things that are being thrown between the characters, the banters, the conversations, and the scenes, and how the scenes transition between each other and everything. So semua benda tu is memang tak ada complain lah. It's just a well crafted movie in that sense. And finally, you just have to be super impressed with the production value. It's not just in the fact that it doesn't look cheap and it looks expensive. It's not just that, no. Because it's also, the devil is in the details. You look at the grime, you look at the rusticness of the makeshift towns, you look at the quality of the fabrics being worn by the Indians and all that. You look at all these details, especially on the giant screen, you just get super immersed. Macam you tengok all these macam barang-barang kemas of the Indians, like, you know, there's rich people in the town, but you can clearly see rich white guys macam mana, rich Indians macam mana. Like, it's just so well done. It's done with a lot of thought and care, and it shows.
Aku rasa is either that the film kena panjangkan lagi ataupun pendekkan lagi. Tu je antara dua. Sebab even 3 jam 36 minit aku rasa macam ada benda aku tak puas, tak dapat. Ada benda aku tak puas. Dan kalau macam ada certain benda yang macam maybe dia boleh trim down and pendekkan lagi, aku tak tahu. I don't know what's in Martin Scorsese's mind, but overall this is his final work. So far the final work dia ni aku dah cukup puas hati bila aku tonton. But yes, I will hear a lot of complaints from people that say this is not enough, this is too much, this is terlalu panjang, ini terlalu pendek. There will be lots of complaints about this movie, but yeah, overall apa yang aku dapat dari cerita ni is good already. So itu je benda yang aku rasa aku nak komen. Tak banyak pun benda, sebab I really enjoy this movie. Walaupun dalam keadaan aku penat, walaupun dalam keadaan memang tengah malam-malam macam ni, sampai daripada pukul, bayangkan daripada pukul 9 malam sampai 12.30, 3 jam setengah melayan cerita ni, but still boleh rasa macam boleh feel the message and the surrounding in the film. Kita macam masuk dalam filem tu sekali.
Okay, there are definitely things which, in my humble opinion, could have been better. Number one is I'm not a big fan of the extremely long runtime lah, because as I'm watching the movie, I can clearly see it's totally possible for them to cut like an hour or something to make it a clean 2 hour and a half like that, because there are many parts in the movie where absolutely nothing happened, like literally nothing happened, which goes to my next point. Kalau tadi my complaint somewhat is about the runtime, the other thing is something I would call the movie's composition. So what I mean by composition is that there are payoffs in the movie. Macam there are scenes yang like, whoa, like holy shit, oh my god, what's going on? But it's so super concentrated at the midway point and just before the final third. And the movie's like, it's okay if the movie has a short runtime, but it doesn't. It's like 3 hours or something, and yeah, it's like 3 hours 30 minutes, and those little payoffs just happens at the midway point and before the final third. I feel that to keep people engaged for something that is so long, the composition, they should have spread out the mini payoffs throughout the movie. That would have just kept people like engaged. So I got lost, especially the first hour was a struggle for me to get through. I mean, it's probably not helped by the fact that I just came back from work, it's at night and all that. But yeah, I feel the composition could have been better. And finally, my last my last pet peeve that I felt could have been better is that this movie, kalau you know, we're talking about, you know, the oppression suffered by the Red Indian community and everything and all that. So this is not a spoiler, there will be oppression. There'll be like horrific oppression, horrific injustice and all that. And then at the end of the day, it looks like it's building up to a payoff or a comeuppance to the people responsible for all these atrocities. And factually, yes, they received the comeuppance, but it wasn't really explicitly shown. You know, like, you see all the good guys, all the innocent guys, kena this and that. So, okay, now it's comeuppance time, guys. And wasn't really visually done. So, while throughout the movie, it was all about show, don't tell. And at the end of the day, when the comeuppance part was there, it's just told, done. Yeah, so I was like, I would have. So I would have loved to have seen, you know, throughout the movies, everything is shown, the innocence kena in gory detail, but come the comeuppance, there was nothing visual. So yeah, that was a creative decision that was not exactly to my liking lah. Personal opinion.
Rating aku untuk filem ni, aku boleh bagi, aku memang suka gila cerita ni. Aku bagi 9.5 per 10 bintang. Alright, enjoy guys.
It's an undeniably beautiful movie. So beautiful, such a good movie, it's so hard to watch for me personally. So that takes it out a bit, takes some points off a bit, and paired with the fact that, like I said, you see the atrocities suffered by the good guys, by the innocents, But then come Uppen's time, it's just narrated. So that also took off some points from it. But all in all, I'd have to give this a strong 8 out of 10 regardless. Yeah.
Sekiranya anda enjoy menonton video ini, jangan lupa untuk like, share dan subscribe kepada BuzzPopTV untuk lebih banyak video-video yang berkaitan dengan pop culture daripada komik, TV, filem, mainan dan juga banyak lagi. Majulah fandom untuk negara.